Hello, ladies. We're live. I hope somebody will pop on today. I wanted to talk a little bit about NEAT. And if you've never heard of NEAT, what that means is not just tidying up, although if you tidy up, you will get neat. It's actually non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So this is basically burning calories from doing stuff like fidgeting, like me just doing all this is basically NEAT. So it's those things where you're just like a leisurely stroll, like I said, fidgeting, tapping your feet, kind of bouncing around, lightly. It's not formal exercise. You can burn an enormous amount of calories by engaging in NEAT. And not only is that helpful if you're trying to maintain weight or lose weight, and it really is. In fact, there's a study that the subjects were given 1,000 extra calories a day. 1,000 extra calories. That's a lot of energy above what they needed. And the people that engaged in NEAT, that fidgeting, that light movement, they resisted gaining weight. So it's very, very helpful. And not only is it helpful in helping us to maintain weight or to lose weight, but it's also really important in reducing our risk of disease. So things like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, because it helps to manage blood sugar, helps to improve cholesterol levels. It helps to, helps to reduce problems with musculoskeletal problems like pain and in your muscles and joints and stuff, because you're moving more. We get sick when we stop moving. So it's not just that formal exercise of going out for, a run or lifting weights or going to a Pilates or a yoga class. It's just that little kind of everyday movement, walking to go get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, walking to the bathroom, walking, from your car. Again, that really leisurely stroll. So it has a huge, huge impact on our overall health and well-being. One of the things that I tell people to do, and one of the things that I do myself, is I set an alarm. And if you were at the live last week, I talked about the breath prayer, and I always set an alarm. I set alarms on my phone. I set alarms on my watch to alert me to stop whatever I'm doing, get up and move. So in addition to doing a breath prayer where I spend a little time doing some deep breathing, and I always add some prayer verses or a little prayer of some kind, or even just saying thank you to that, well, I also engage in NEAT activity. So even if I'm sitting in my bed with my laptop, I'm like doing something where I'm moving a little bit. And again, my alarm will alert me to do that. So if you're one of those people that can just remember to do stuff, then wonderful, that's fantastic. But I am not. I have to use reminders to get me to do the things that I need to do that help me with my self-care. So like I said, if you kind of can set an alarm, preferably like every hour. I mean, ideally, if you can do some kind of fidgeting like every 30 minutes, that's ideal. But every hour to at least every hour and a half, try to get up, or even if you just stretch in your chair or have like a little stepper under your desk or one of those little pedal, kind of like the feet bikes type of thing, that's great. If you have a stand-up desk, that's fantastic to just stand up, and even not just standing in place, but, kind of move side to side a little bit, or tap your feet, or, lift your knees or anything. Those types of things. So you're not just standing stagnant and then causing some back pain if you stand for too long. But, if you look at comparing calorie burn from somebody that's chair bound, which could be, somewhere between, if you're totally chair bound or you can move just a little bit, you're looking at maybe burning off like 500 calories, maybe close to 1,000. Whereas if you're just doing something where you're standing more, you can accelerate that up closer to 1,500 calories of burn. So again, it makes a really big difference just doing this little bit of movement. And the other thing is treadmill desks. I don't have one, but I really want one. I've wanted one, I think, for like 20 years since I started researching NEAT, way back in the day. And it's a fantastic thing. You just have the treadmill going at a very, very, very slow pace. If you're going too fast, it's not like going for a run or a fast walk, because that actually detracts from your prefrontal cortex thinking. So the thinking brain kind of goes offline a little bit if you're doing too strenuous of activity. But very, very light, very, very minimal walking, like super slow, can keep you engaged in that NEAT activity, and takes a little practice. people that have been studied engaging in NEAT, it takes a little practice for them to get used to walking on a treadmill and working. But a treadmill desk, you know, you've got your desk in front of you and the treadmill below you, and you just, you know, you just work. So one of these days, I'm going to clear out enough space and put some funds into buying a treadmill desk. But the other thing is, if you have like a yoga ball, one of those big stability balls, that's fantastic to use as a chair. And then every 30 minutes or so, just bounce, you know, and play. And it also makes it fun. So my tip for today is start noticing how much you're moving, even just opening your awareness to how much you're moving throughout the day, and start engaging it a little bit more. Use a timer, watch, or phone, something to alert you to move. And again, even if you're just sitting in your chair, just tap your feet. I don't know if you can hear me tapping my feet. Just tap your feet, stretch, something small. And park further away when you go to the grocery store or when you go to your office if you have an office. If you have a choice of bathrooms to go to the one that's further away. And the other thing that I like to do when I take breaks to maybe heat up a cup of coffee or make a cup of coffee or a tea or something, you know, while that tea is steeping, I'll do some squats. I'll do some leg lifts and lunges and things like that, you know, I'm at home when I'm doing that, but you know, like little things like that can really, really, really make a difference in the long run. Again, people that sit too much, if you've ever heard the term sitting disease, it's when people are just sitting there, sitting too long, and even though they may be getting the regular amounts of exercise they're supposed to, they're still having cardiovascular problems, disease, heart attacks, because we need to not just sit all day long. Just sitting is literally killing us. So we've got to get up and move, even if it's just the fidgeting. If you can add in something that's a little bit more strenuous, like I said, if you want to do squats or lunges, or, you know, something that's going to, you know, go up some stairs, that's going to increase your energy level. So that's it. That's the tip for today. Get neat. And I guess that was the other thing, the other little pun there is, if you're cleaning and doing some even light chores, getting your house neat will get you neat. So thanks for being here, and have a great day, guys. And I will see you next Friday, same time, 11 Pacific AM.